BBBY stock, Bed Bath & Beyond. So in the last trading session, the session of the 7th of September 2022, it gained at 12.36% for 2.5 million shares across the tape, and the short interest is still hovering around 40%. So Fintel is saying it's at 39.8%, and short squeeze is saying it is at 40.45%. So looking back at what has been going on using Fibonacci time zone analysis from all the way back to the 4th of November 2021. So the 4th of November is on that day it closed above its 50-day moving average. So we pick the time zones from there. You can see what we have done. So the time zones, so that particular day, the 4th of November, represents 0. Then the next trading session represents 1, and then 1 plus 0 is 1, which will take you to the next trading session, which was on the 8th of November. And then if you add 1 plus 1, you get 2. So that will be 2 days after the 8th of November, which was the 10th of November. So 2 plus 1 will give you 3, which will give you 3 days after the 10th of November, which is on the 15th of November 2021. And then 2 plus 3 plus 2, it will give you 5. That will be 5 days after the 5th of November, and on like that. So usually it begins to space out from the 13th product, which is this one, which occurred on the 22nd, based on because we picked it based on what our starting point is, which is not the 4th of November. So you can use any other starting point you want. You can go all the way back, all the way back to, as far back as you want, or as whatever the starting point you want to use. But we have just picked that particular one because it was just on the day when it closed above its 50-day moving average, and after having dwelled below that 50-day moving average for about 4 months or thereabout, 5 months as a matter of fact. So so usually it's from the 13th product that the time zones begin to space out. So, and on that day closed at 15.66. so moving all the way back, we can see the 55th product occurred on the 27th of November. But outside that, the next event, which will be the 89th the product 89, will now fall on the 5th of October 2022. So of course we haven't reached the 5th of October 2022. And what is also happening is that, especially on that, take for instance on the 22nd of December, what we have is that it was on that day, it was just 1 day before it met its resistance at the 10-day moving average. So let's see whether we can have a look at that. That is on the 22nd of November, somewhere here, I think. Let me see. Somewhere here, 22nd of November. Yes, you can see that there's just 1 day before it met its resistance at the 10-day moving average. You can see the next day was the 23rd of December. Yes, so, and then on the 21st 2021 product time zone, which occurred, let's get that 21 product, was on the 20th of January. It was also a day before it hit a low. It was a day before it hit a low. Okay, that's it. You see that? A day before it hit a low. A day before it hit a pivot. You can see that. So, and then on the 34 product, it was 2 sessions away from its 10-day moving average. It was March 10th. March 10th, let's get that. Yes, you can see that it was just 2 days before it hit it's got a support from its 10-day moving average. So a lot of things occur on such, based on what we have, based on what we have, based on that starting point, we have discovered that a lot of things fell in place. When you do yours, you can even find things that will fall in place. So October 5th, it could be anything. It could be anything. What we have also, it could be anything. So what we have also seen is that from that November 4th, there were about 5 cycles. 5 cycles going on. So that cycle has ended now. We are now beginning a new cycle. It might be a 3 cycle or another 5 cycle, but so, well, what could it possibly be? What could possibly occur on the 5th of October? It could be anything. So that's the much we can do is just probably project. Do a Fibonacci price projection. We have already done that. We already have that in place. But we can't. We're really finding it difficult to see whether we can project any further because we're constrained by this chart. This chart is doesn't really give us much room to do very much. You don't have any space to sort of project upwards or anything like that. But the projections we have here, based on what has been going on, is a retest of a high target of 27.33. There's no guarantee that's going to happen. It's such a thing that can even easily happen. But another thing that is also occurring, or has has also fallen in place, given this starting point we chose, it's just fell in place. It's just what is there in the pattern. Is that also it is exactly 1 month from today, the 9th of October, of September. So let's see, almost exactly, you can see that. See, almost exactly. Yesterday was the trading session, so we can actually say yesterday, 7th of September. So you can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 months calendar wise, but it's 4 weeks. Exactly 4 weeks, 4 trading weeks from then on. So there could be something, maybe. Who knows what it's going to be? Is it going to try to is it going to be a resistance? Is it going to be a day before a resistance, a day before a support, a day before a pivot? It really could be anything. So the important of this tool is that the importance of this time zone analysis, that for you to probably do yours and see what is going to come out for you. We really can't say much. We already have our projections in place here. From okay, yes, okay. Let's delete this Fibonacci Fibonacci projection we have in place. Is it possible to delete it? Let me see whether I can delete it and do another one from where it is right now. Let's see. Okay, yes, I can't delete it, so it's not going away easily. Yes, it's gone. So let's see whether we can project. But I'm just wondering what the use will be. So we also pick it up from there, pick it up from here, yes, from 27.39, and project it all the way down to where it is right now, which is at 7.91 or 7.96. And then we have it just gives you projections. The resistance is going to break through on the projections, but where it's going to fall into by the 5th of October, who knows? Is it going to be a pivot? Is it going to be a day before a pivot, a day before a resistance? But the what has panned out from our own analysis is that it's not really showing us a date spiked or anything like that. It's just showing us on a few days before it got a support, a few days before it hit a pivot, or 2 days or something like that. So try out any day you find out that it's significant, and do your own projections and do your own analysis and see what's going to come out for you. So the key thing is that after a couple of trading sessions, it has been retracing. Today now, or rather on yesterday, the 7th, it gained 12.36%, and the short interest are still hovering around 40%. So see what is going to come out for you as it concerns a BBBY stock. And thank you very much for watching this video.